When the Beverly Hillbillies premiered in 1962, critics expected it to fail almost immediately. Instead, the show hit a weird production history, controversial success, and creative choices that quietly reshaped television. Fact 1. The Beverly Hillbillies was despised by critics at launch. Reviewers mocked it as lowbrow television. Many called it embarrassing and lazy. Some predicted quick cancellation. Network executives were nervous. The humor was considered unsophisticated. Rural comedy was unfashionable at the time. Critics believed audiences wanted realism. The show ignored that trend completely. Ratings told a different story. Viewers loved the Clampetts immediately. The premiere ranked extremely high. Within weeks, it topped the charts. CBS was shocked by the response. Advertisers rushed in quickly. The show became a ratings juggernaut. Critical opinion no longer mattered. This divide became legendary. Popular success embarrassed television elites. The backlash fueled its notoriety. Fact 2. The premise was inspired by real oil strikes. During the mid-20th century, sudden oil wealth stories were common. John Paul Henning followed these stories closely. He saw dramatic lifestyle changes firsthand. Rural families became millionaires overnight. Culture shock fascinated him. The idea felt inherently comedic. Henning built the Clampetts from these observations. Jed Clampett represented sudden wealth innocence. Beverly Hills symbolized extreme contrast. The oil discovery was not satire alone. It reflected real American change. Wealth gaps were growing rapidly. Migration reshaped communities nationwide. The show tapped into that anxiety. Comedy softened social commentary. Audiences recognized the truth underneath. The concept felt absurd yet believable. That realism grounded the humor. The premise connected with viewers deeply. Fiction mirrored reality surprisingly well. Fact 3. Granny was never meant to dominate the show. Irene Ryan was cast for supporting comedy. Her character quickly stole scenes. Audiences responded strongly to her energy. Her delivery felt unpredictable. Granny challenged authority constantly. She clashed with modern society hilariously. Ryan's timing was razor-sharp. She improvised small gestures often. Writers leaned into her popularity. Granny became the show's backbone. She balanced innocence with aggression. Viewers quoted her lines endlessly. Her physical comedy was fearless. Ryan performed demanding scenes late in life. The role required stamina. Granny became culturally iconic. Merchandise featured her prominently. Fan mail centered on her character. The show adjusted focus accordingly. Granny reshaped the series' identity. Fact 4.
Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed, and then one day he was shooting at some food.
The theme song was more than an introduction. It explained the entire premise clearly. Viewers could miss episodes easily. Television schedules were inconsistent then. The song acted as narration. Lyrics established characters in conflict. This was intentional design. New viewers understood the show instantly. The tune was simple and catchy. It stayed in audiences' heads. The theme topped music charts. This was extremely rare for TV songs. It sold millions of copies. The song increased brand recognition. CBS promoted it heavily. The opening eliminated confusion. It reduced storytelling burden. Writers could jump straight into jokes. The theme became iconic. Few TV intros are this explanatory. Its success influenced future sitcoms. Fact 5. Rural sitcoms were risky in the early 1960s. Urban stories dominated television. Executives feared regional humor would fail. CBS took a calculated gamble. The Clampetts spoke plainly. Their manners clashed with elite society. This contrast fueled comedy. Rural intelligence was underestimated deliberately. The show flipped expectations. Jed was wise despite simplicity. Wealth did not corrupt him. This portrayal resonated widely. Viewers felt represented. The show challenged class assumptions. Success proved audiences were diverse. Rural America felt seen. This sparked a trend. Other networks copied the formula. A wave of rural sitcoms followed. Television shifted direction quickly. One gamble reshaped programming priorities. Fact 6. Jed Clampett was written as the moral center of the show. Buddy Ebsen played him with quiet sincerity. Jed was never meant to be a fool. His wisdom contrasted with his lack of sophistication. This balance grounded the comedy. Ebsen avoided exaggerated slapstick. He played Jed as thoughtful and kind. Audiences trusted the character immediately. Wealth never changed Jed's values. He treated everyone with respect. This stability anchored the chaos around him. Writers relied on Jed to reset episodes emotionally. His calm reactions heightened surrounding absurdity. The character reflected idealized American values. Honesty mattered more than education. This portrayal appealed to broad audiences. Jed felt authentic rather than cartoonish. His decency softened class satire. The show depended on his credibility. Without Jed's seriousness, the humor collapses. Fact 7. Ellie May was more than a naive country girl. Donna Douglas portrayed her with warmth and intelligence. The character loved animals deeply. This compassion defined her identity. Ellie May was emotionally intuitive. She often understood situations before others. Writers avoided making her foolish. Her innocence was paired with sincerity. Audiences found her endearing immediately. She resisted superficial Beverly Hills values. Beauty never defined her worth. This subverted common sitcom tropes. Ellie May represented purity over glamour. Viewers admired her consistency. She rejected many suitors calmly. Her independence was subtle but clear. The character appealed across generations. Douglas's performance balanced sweetness and strength. Ellie May became a cultural icon. Her depth surprised many critics. Fact 8. Mr. Drysdale was intentionally ridiculous. Raymond Bailey played him with anxious energy. His obsession with money drove many plots. Despite wealth, he lacked security. This inversion created comedy. The rich banker feared poor hillbillies. His authority felt fragile constantly. Drysdale represented elite anxiety. He worried about social image endlessly. The Clampetts disrupted his controlled world. Money failed to give him confidence. This satire was deliberate. Writers mocked financial power gently. Drysdale often caused his own problems. His panic escalated minor issues. Audiences laughed at his insecurity. He embodied class discomfort. The character highlighted social hypocrisy. Wealth did not equal wisdom. Drysdale balanced the show's social critique. Fact 9. The show relied on constant culture clash. Beverly Hills represented excess and pretension. The Clampetts brought simplicity into that space. Every episode exploited misunderstanding. Etiquette became a source of humor. Language differences fueled confusion. Social rituals felt absurd to the family. This formula was endlessly flexible. Writers could mine everyday situations. Modern conveniences became punchlines. Class contrast drove narrative momentum. Audiences recognized both worlds. Neither side was entirely right. Comedy came from collision, not cruelty. The Clampetts were never mocked harshly. Beverly Hills society appeared more foolish. This reversal appealed widely. The formula remained sustainable for years. Episodes felt familiar yet fresh. Cultural tension powered the series. Fact 10. The Beverly Hillbillies quickly became the #1 show. It dominated Nielsen ratings early on. Millions tuned in weekly. CBS schedules revolved around its success. Advertisers competed aggressively for slots. The show attracted diverse audiences. Urban and rural viewers watched together. Ratings defied critical expectations. Executives were stunned by longevity. The series stayed on top for years. Few shows matched its consistency. Success influenced network strategy. CBS doubled down on similar content. This led to a rural comedy boom. Programming priorities shifted industry-wide. Popular taste overruled critics. Financial success validated the formula. The show became a benchmark. Ratings protected creative freedom. Television history was quietly altered. Fact 11. The show's cancellation became deeply ironic. Despite strong ratings, CBS ended the series. Network leadership wanted a younger audience. Executives believed rural shows felt outdated. This decision became known as the Rural Purge. Several popular shows were canceled together. The Beverly Hillbillies was a major casualty. Ratings alone no longer guaranteed survival. Demographics became the priority. Advertisers wanted urban viewers. Critics applauded the shift. Fans were confused and angry. The show was still profitable. Its audience remained loyal. CBS chose image over success. This decision reshaped television programming. Rural humor disappeared almost overnight. Cultural representation narrowed significantly. The irony remains widely discussed. One of TV's biggest hits was removed deliberately. Fact 12. Buddy Ebsen's career was revived by the show. Before this role, he faced setbacks. Health issues slowed his momentum. Hollywood had largely overlooked him. Jed Clampett changed everything. The role brought him stability. Ebsen became a household name again. His performance felt natural and grounded. Audiences respected his warmth. The show ran for nearly a decade. Ebsen's visibility increased significantly. He gained creative security. Later roles became available. The series defined his legacy. He embraced the role fully. Public perception shifted positively. His calm presence carried the show. Few TV roles revived careers so dramatically. Jed Clampett became his signature. The show gave him lasting cultural relevance. Fact 13. The use of a laugh track was debated internally. Some producers wanted minimal audience cues. Others believed laughs guided viewers. The decision leaned toward traditional sitcom style. Laughs were added in post-production. Timing was carefully controlled. Overuse risked undermining humor. Editors adjusted intensity episode by episode. Audience reaction influenced final mixes. This practice was standard at the time. Critics later mocked laugh tracks broadly. The show became part of that debate. Without laughs, pacing felt slower. With them, jokes landed clearly. Producers chose accessibility over subtlety. This choice helped mass appeal. Modern viewers often notice the track. Historical context explains the decision. Laugh tracks shaped audience rhythm. The show reflects its era clearly. Production conventions influenced reception. Fact 14. Class satire was central to the show's design. The Clampetts were never the joke. Beverly Hills society was. Wealthy neighbors behaved absurdly. Manners replaced morality in elite circles. This inversion drove humor. Writers protected the family's dignity. The Clampetts acted honestly. Their simplicity highlighted pretension. Money failed to buy wisdom. This message was consistent. Audiences appreciated the fairness. The satire remained gentle. No group was vilified cruelly. The show balanced humor and respect. This approach broadened appeal. Class critique was accessible. Viewers laughed without discomfort. Social commentary stayed light. Intentional restraint kept it popular. Comedy masked deeper observation. Fact 15. Syndication extended the show's life dramatically. Reruns reached new audiences. Local stations aired it constantly. Afternoon slots built nostalgia. Younger viewers discovered it years later. The show became multi-generational. Syndication profits were substantial. CBS benefited long after cancellation. The format aged well visually. Episodes required little context. Comedy remained accessible. Cultural references stayed simple. This helped longevity. Few shows sustained syndication success. The Beverly Hillbillies did easily. Its simplicity aided replay value. Characters were instantly recognizable. Episodes stood alone comfortably. The show became television comfort food. Syndication cemented its legacy. Fact 16. The Beverly Hillbillies was filmed with higher production values than most sitcoms. Many scenes were shot on real outdoor sets. This gave the show a cinematic feel. Location shooting added authenticity. Lighting was more natural than typical studio setups. Camera movement was less static. Directors treated scenes seriously. This elevated simple jokes visually. Viewers subconsciously noticed the difference. The show felt bigger than a standard sitcom. Production costs were higher as a result. CBS allowed this because of ratings. The quality helped the show stand out. Rural settings felt believable. Beverly Hills locations felt polished. The visual contrast supported themes. Few sitcoms invested this much effort. The look aged well over time. Reruns still feel visually pleasant. Film-style shooting strengthened longevity. Fact 17. The humor was deliberately straightforward. Writers avoided complex wordplay. Jokes relied on behavior and misunderstanding. This made the show accessible nationwide. Regional accents did not block comprehension. Physical comedy crossed cultural lines. Episodes were easy to follow. Viewers could drop in anytime. This simplicity was intentional. Producers wanted mass appeal. The show targeted families broadly. Children and adults could watch together. Humor never required prior knowledge. This boosted ratings significantly. Critics misunderstood this strategy. Simplicity was mistaken for laziness. In reality, it required discipline. Writing restraint kept tone consistent. Broad humor increased syndication value. Accessibility fueled long-term success. Fact 18. Costume design reinforced the show's themes. The Clampetts dressed plainly. Beverly Hills residents wore elaborate fashion. This visual contrast was immediate. Clothing communicated class differences instantly. No dialogue was required. Granny's outfits resisted change. Jed's hat became iconic. Ellie May's dresses stayed simple. Modern trends surrounded them constantly. This contrast created visual comedy. Costume choices remained consistent. Wardrobe avoided caricature. Authentic rural clothing was researched. Designers avoided mockery. Fashion highlighted cultural divide gently. Viewers recognized symbolism immediately. Costumes supported character identity. The look stayed timeless. Visual shorthand strengthened storytelling. Fashion became narrative tool. Fact 19. The show influenced television programming heavily. Networks chased similar success. Rural sitcoms multiplied quickly. Green Acres followed closely. Petticoat Junction emerged soon after. CBS leaned into the trend aggressively. Other networks took notice. Ratings dictated creative direction. The Beverly Hillbillies set the template. Fish-out-of-water comedy became dominant. Class contrast became reliable formula. Success reshaped network identities. Programming strategies shifted nationwide. The genre dominated much of the 1960s. Critics complained about sameness. Audiences continued watching regardless. Influence outweighed backlash. Few shows start entire trends. This one undeniably did. Television history pivoted because of it. Fact 20. The Beverly Hillbillies remains culturally recognizable. Theme music is instantly identifiable. Characters are widely remembered. Parodies reference it frequently. The show symbolizes an era of television. It represents class comedy gently. Nostalgia fuels continued interest. Reruns still attract viewers. The premise remains understandable. Cultural contrasts still resonate. Wealth shock remains relevant. Humor stays accessible. The Clampetts feel timeless. The show reflects American change. It captured a transitional moment. Few sitcoms achieve such clarity. Its influence is studied academically. Memory preserved its value. Popularity outlasted criticism. The show earned its place in history.